EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Here we go.
Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, Antonio Gibson with it. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope they'll recover.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Once more, Gibson. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. A give to Gibson running right. And he stopped immediately there. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the counter, Gibson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And some room to maneuver. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 54 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start out here with the option left. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That time they pick up at 24 yards on the keeper. 1st down. Throwing is Jackson. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now Jackson on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Jackson running again. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jet sweep. Garoppolo taps it forward. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a...
And they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation time in the film room. It translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. This one left side caught by Gibson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. So the new weapon just picked up via the trade, making an impact here right away.
And what you like about getting guys who catch passes, you don't have to spend a lot of time in the playbook. You just tell them to dial up a route and get the ball in their hands.
Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The sack there by Roquan Smith. Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That zero on the scoreboard.
And look at this, it's a fake. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he whips that one incomplete there.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Play action. Now Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Man who missed all of 2021. This is J.K. Dobbins. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Back to throw here. And he's got it. Touchdown. Rashawn Bateman, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And just a yard to go here on second down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
That's caught. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line. And the try for two, unsuccessful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jumps.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to... Possession of the football. After the interception, here's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens are able to add on to their first half lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From the 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's the backup, Bridgewater. He's got Smith here. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Bridgewater. And a completion to Wilson. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Bridgewater. Going for the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Here's Jackson. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Jackson going to find his running back here. It's Dobbins. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw. Open man is Duvernay. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. Jackson will throw again. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Josh Oliver from 6 yards away. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Here's Gibson to start the drive. Up to the 20.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Bridgewater. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And the Dolphins are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now 2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this 3rd quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much as maybe he's just been impatient and forced the ball a little bit. In any event, as you noted, back-to-back interceptions thrown.
On 2nd and goal, here's an option play left. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Fourth down, here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Charles, a nice play there, wasting no time making his presence felt for this defense.
And you know, we heard the same conversation around the league. A lot of people were surprised that he was available, and they let him go. And now he's going to make a big-time impact with his new squad.
And they've got this down.